Happy Monday, September 15th. Coming to you from my hometown of San Diego, here to celebrate Jessica and all of her accomplishments. She has officially been awarded the California Association of Realtors Rising Star Award. She's getting that award today, so we're going to give her all the praise, all the glory, and so we're super excited for you, Jessica, and everything that you've been able to accomplish. And then, just so you know, Jessica, I'm taking you and Hugo with my best friend and his wife and their kids, and I'm taking you to El Gordo's Tacos here in Chula Vista, the original, the spot to be when you're in San Diego. So we're gonna go have some good tacos this afternoon. So without further ado, I'm gonna have somebody bring us out on the field and really set the tone and set the sentiment for our week as we kick this off. Brandy is shaking her head constantly as we've gotten started. So Brandy, I'm gonna have you bring us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful Monday morning. So Brandy, go ahead and kick us off. And Jessica, don't go too far because I'm gonna call on you in a minute. So Brandy, what do you got for us on this Monday morning? Let's roll.
All right, so it's Monday, fresh new start, fresh new week. You know, it's been on my mind recently. It came up yesterday. I'm actually preparing a keynote, Elias, so maybe one day we'll do this. But the topic of it is meet people where they are. Meet people where they are. Especially, I find myself realizing that in real estate, because we are leaders, we are visionaries, we see the ultimate goal, but not every person is ready and can see themselves in a house. And I think sometimes we need to stop giving solutions and just be the solution and walk them through the steps. Like, we're like, no, you can be a homeowner, or you can go get a house. Let's go look at this house. But until somebody can meet themselves in every step and honor that, they won't get there, no matter how hard they want to get there. And that's in life in general. And I just say that from such great experience where I needed people to meet me where I was and not where they could see my potential.
Wow, I love this. So 2 questions for you. First off, when are you preparing this keynote, or when are you doing this keynote?
I don't know. I guess I should just think of a day, right?
Well, no. So who's your audience?
Real estate agents.
Okay, so sorry, you're not set up. You're not signed up to do a keynote anywhere yet. You're just putting this into the universe. Is that what
I'm just putting it out. I've been like,
okay.
all night I was like, man, this message is really hitting me right now.
All right, cool. Here's the thing. If you guys want to get involved, I want to encourage you, everybody on this call, if you have that need, that desire, that want to get in front of rooms, to speak your gospel, to share your message, I want to highly encourage you to get started locally inside of your local association of realtors. They're looking for speakers, the Bridge, CCAR, Bay East Association of Realtors, the Women's Council, the Delta. Jessica just spoke on a session last week at the Women's Council. Wait, what was it called? The Delta Women's Council, something along those lines. So anyways, you guys start locally. There's tons and tons of opportunity for you. Brandy, what I want to encourage you to do is read these 2 books. First book is The Compelling Communicator, a phenomenal book on how to structure your keynote. The second book is The Exceptional Presenter, written by Timothy Kogel. It talks about our posture, where we hold our hands, what we do, how do we wrap up sentences, so on and so forth. Really, really powerful books. And so I want to highly encourage you. But Brandy, the fact that you're already preparing a keynote for a session that you have not been asked to give, it shows like where your head's at. And I love this for you because there's so many opportunities for all of us to share our gospel, to share our wisdom, and to share our journey. And so I'm rooting for you. How many other people are rooting for Brandy? I know you guys all are. We're all here for you here. You got your hype woman here, Brianna. And so I absolutely love this. Really, really good stuff. I appreciate you taking us out on the field. I am going to go to Jessica really quick before we get started. Jessica, I know we spoke about this briefly last week, but today's a big day for you, and you've been doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes for all these years. You have great support at home. But Jessica, I just want to get a little bit deeper with you and just understand what this moment means to you, and what were some non-negotiables that you put into play to make sure that you were here at this moment receiving the award for the California Association of Realtors. So I'd love to hear from you.
Hi, everyone. Well, this
this moment means the world to me because when I first started real estate, I always told myself, like, I want to be in these rooms. I want to receive recognition. I want to receive awards for my work. And to be here right now and have that happening, it feels unreal. Because when I first started, I always doubted myself, and I don't know why. Well, I know why. I was scared, and it was something new, and so I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. Right? I wasn't sure if I was gonna be a good real estate agent. I was just scared, and so to be here right now, it means the world to me. It's I don't know. I have no words. Like, I can't believe that I'm receiving an award. I'm one of the 10 recipients. So it's amazing.
Jessica, I love this, and I want to stay here for a quick second. When I say when did it start to turn for you, where things started to click, where you felt like you were fluid with your activities, like you started to really get that confidence? Like, when did that happen? How far in the game were you? Because I remember when I first met you, came in for study hall. Like, when did it first start to turn for you?
Honestly, it started like around January or February of this year. So I started real estate in September of last year, September, October, November, December. Yeah, so maybe like 5 months in, that's when I was like,
Wow.
okay, like I got the hang of this. Wait, no, I've been in real estate for 2 years already. Sorry. So maybe a year, over a year. Yeah, I think I want to say over a year. That's when I started feeling confident. I was like, okay, like I can do this myself. Like I can do transactions by myself and just starting to get the hang of it. I mean, I'm still learning. I still have those transactions that are
Of
so
course.
difficult, and I would love to partner with others to help me through it so I can learn from them. Yeah, so I want to say maybe like a year in.
Wow. So a year in, and now you have a rhythm, you have confidence, you have obviously support at home. So, Jessica, when you look onward, and I'm not sure if this is a question that they're going to ask you today, but I'm going to ask you, like, what's next for Jessica? What do you see on the horizon for yourself, for your business? And when you think about your own growth, what's next for you?
That's a good question. um well, okay, I want to start personally. So personally, like I want to buy my first investment property. So that's what's next. That's my goal. Um, and for my business, I want to speak at more panels. Like I feel like I have a story to share, and just the way that everything happened, I want to let everyone know that it's possible. Like it's possible because I've had so many times when I doubted myself. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know. Like maybe it's not for me. But then I had this mindset where it's like, okay, no, that's just a thought, just keep going. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I just feel like I have a story to share, and I would love to speak at more panels.
You know what? I absolutely love this. I want this more than anything for you. A couple things that I would encourage everybody to do, just like I said to Brandy, look locally at your local associations of realtors, but also for you guys that are part of Fast Forward Movement, I would highly recommend and encourage you guys to get on the 10 o'clock calls every single Monday. You guys, there's over 500 people on those calls sometime. And then when you start throwing your hand up, Jessica, everyone else, Evelyn, H-Bomb, whoever you are on this call, when you start to throw your hand up, more people are going to hear your voice. And then they say, you know what, we need somebody like you to speak or to do a takeover of our meeting or be a guest speaker on a Zoom or come out to our session and speak in person. So you guys start locally, also get on Fast Forward Movement and just start raising your hand. Just start asking. I promise you, great things will come if you are bold and you ask for these opportunities. So Jessica, really, really cool stuff. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. Can't wait to celebrate you later today and take you out for tacos. And then
Thank you so much,
crazy.
Elias.
Well, hold on. Was it crazy about the dream or what?
That's insane. I was
So
literally
insane.
just talking about it. 2 days ago. I was like, I had a dream that California disappeared, and then it was just Texas, and then the waters were rising, and then the world was close to ending. And then Elias is like, oh, I had a dream that California disappeared. And I was like, wait, what? I had a
Weird.
similar dream. Yeah, so that's crazy.
Weird. Well, Jessica, I'm looking forward to seeing you here today. And by the way, if Hugo wants to come and just hang out at the pool and use the water slide, he can have one of these wristbands. Okay, seriously, if he
Okay,
doesn't want to
cool.
do conference things,
Yeah.
I'll give him the room to or key to my room, and if he wants to just hang out, he can. All right.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Elias.
Otis, that's all. That's on the natural, bro. That's just sleeping well. I don't know why, but it was just on my mind. But obviously, California is not going anywhere. So, guys, I wanted to ask you a question that got asked to me, but I'm curious to know from your vantage point. Where we've been in the last couple of years. If you're new, this will, you don't know where you've been in the last couple of years. Everything's new to you. But I want to hear from you, like, what's next in real estate? Like, I want you guys to kind of unpack that question. When you look at the next couple years in real estate, if you were to sit there and do a quick prediction of where you see the business going from a systems, from tool, from training, from AI, from where you see agents, what we're going to need, where we're going, how we're developing, like where do you see the business going if you were to just do a quick prediction about the next couple years or shit, even the next year? Like, where do you see the business going? I would love to hear your vantage point on this because I have my thoughts on this, but I'd love to see where your guys' heads are. Before we even get into coaching today, I'd love to get some people involved in the conversation. I got 2 hands up. Feel free to throw your hands up if you have a prediction or where the business is going in the next year. So Glenn, I'll go to you, and then Otis, I'll go over to you. Let's go.
Yeah, my prediction is that the real estate market and industry is not going to be your grandma's real estate industry that we've seen. Just when we enter the next 12 to 24 months, just with technology and AI, it was like 8 months ago that you couldn't get anything within the last 5 months through AI. Now you're getting stuff right now, right? So when ChatGPT first came out, it was like, no, it's only good from data 5 months ago, and here we are, less than a year, and it's already just taken off. And I think that anyone who doesn't, you got to be able to move fast. You got to be able to pivot. You got to be able to do that. Otherwise, our clients are going to once they get smarter than we are, you're sunk. Like it's over.
You know what? I love this. And listen, you guys, I'm gonna be real with everybody on this call, as always. You see, if you're worried that AI is going to take your role as a realtor, then it is AI's to take, right? So we're not here to say that AI has not obviously been huge and impactful for a business, because absolutely it is. But what's important is that we're truly, truly leaning into the human connection part, and that we are leveraging technology to help us amplify our messaging. If you're not working, if you're not showing up, if you're not doing the work, if you're not analyzing, if you're not researching the data, then yeah, it's AI's to take. But if you feel confident in your human connection, and on top of that, all the data that you understand and the nuances and the patterns about the community or the communities that you're serving, then there's no way. And so, Glenn, I really, really appreciate that sentiment. We'll go to Otis, then we'll go over to Ashley. Just kind of get a quick prediction over the course of the next year, 24 months, bro. Where do you see the business going?
Piggyback off Glenn, he made a great point. It's going to get faster. I think it might get, over the long run, younger, because obviously, all of our kids are 1, 2 years old, and they're learning how to use tablets before they do certain other things and stuff too, which is crazy. On the business side, like you said, I don't ever think a computer's ever going to outbeat me personally with human one-on-one connection, or just connection, period. But using it as a tool that's really going to be super helpful for me. Me and Gary have already been deep diving into already the marketing campaigns and stuff, and what we can do to keep ourselves, hours in just to appointments and setting appointments and agent attraction, compared to having to do the full cycle of sitting down in the booth doing this. We're having our bots and our own selves built out, so we could just put stuff in and it'll say it accurately, talk like us. I mean, it's crazy how far it's come, and only imagine where it's going to go. So being able to use it the right way so you don't become obsolete. I mean, at certain points, everything's trying to be a one-stop shop, even like our partnerships and stuff with Zillow. Go figure, right? All these things want to be able to where they can put you in front of a person ASAP through bots, talking AI people, all type of stuff. So really having to do your homework on this stuff. This is just as crucial as learning your comps and learning your rebuttals and everything like that. So I see it becoming like sooner than faster, not 5 years down. Like Glenn said, the next 12 months to 24, because he said a crucial point. Remember when it was just giving us data, then it was making us toys and replicas of ourselves. Like what's next on the horizon that we don't see because we're not the developers or the app builders or the AI people that's working on things. So I think this could be something that can really help us out, because I mean, this could be the difference between you partnering up and saving like an extra 50, 75 CGI on a year or 100, go figure how much business you're scaling up. But I think this can be a very powerful tool, and if you know how to use it right, you'll be all right.
Man, I love it. I love it. So I like how both of you guys went down that vein of, that's a very, very clear path that we're on. It's really cool to hear your perspective. Let's hear Ashley, then we'll hear Ernesto. And then I want to give you some thoughts and some context on this conversation. Ashley, where do you see the business going in the next 1 to 2 years?
I think it's already happening now. I think for people who are intentional about it, it is so much easier to compress your time and scale now. You can literally give AI a job. I want to do a marketing campaign around 123 Main Street, having some hard times figuring out ideas. Go ahead and shoot me a few ideas. Great. That's the one I want to go with. Print me out 5 different marketing styles, and I want mailers, door knockers, and this and that. You can do that in 3 minutes on ChatGPT. Do you know how long that used to take people? And then also, if you are touring houses, before you had to go through and put everything in order and you guys had to do all this research, you literally can have ChatGPT do market predictions. There's so much stuff that used to take a lot of time that now is being compressed. And if you're intentional about delegating it to ChatGPT, you now have time for more clients, and you didn't have that before. So it's going to be a lot easier to scale.
Yeah, really, really, really good stuff. I took some notes here, and I'm going to share my feedback on that in a second, Ashley, but really good stuff. And then Ernesto, you'll be the last contribution on this, and we're going to shift gears. Let's hear what you got, big dog.
Good morning. Happy Monday. God is good. Hey, I just want to, I'm old school. I've been in the business over 30 years. But every time I log on here, I learn from each and every one of you guys. Appreciate everybody logging on. It made me a better person. It's making me a better person. But I think the next 2 years, my prediction is this environment is going back to old school. AI is here, but you got to also, number one thing that people are failing, and you could look around anywhere you go, the lack of customer service. So give the best customer service to your clients, and believe me, they will refer you, because customer service, I believe the statistics of customer service is down like 38%, and that's a lot. So I'm come from an old school background. Customer service. I still call my clients. I don't text them. I call them and I say, hey, I have 2 coaching two calls a year. The first one is how you doing? I don't talk about business. The second call is business. So they know the second call that I get is business. But pick up the phone, call them, because we're all getting bombarded with text, email. But set yourself apart, bring back the old school, and believe me, to this day, I still door knock. That's why Troy used to call me the door knocking champ. Why? Because now I'm so consistent that they know what month I'm coming around. And now their kids are saying, Mom, ahí viene el señor que vende casas, which means here comes the man that sells houses. So
okay, I love this.
That by being consistent, but bring back customer service, because you can learn AI, but if you're not a skilled real estate agent on what to say, and the most important, become a better listener, then you will be out of the business.
Man, I really, really like, I love the different vantage points. I love all of your guys' analysis of where we're going. And I'm going to share something that happened last week. So I got introduced by Ashley, or introduced to an agent by Ashley. So I reached out and I just wrote a text. Hey, my name's Elias, and let's set up a time. And when I finally got on a call with her, her thoughts were this, or she shared, she's like, sorry it took me a couple days to respond to you. I thought that was a bot. Okay. And I wrote it. Okay. And I didn't use anything. I just, hey, this is Elias. Ashley introduced us. I want to introduce, like, it was just me in a text message. But I realized in that moment that we're very, very desensitized right now because there's so much around us that what people are starting to be like, they're evaluating, is this Otis or is this AI? And people are thinking like this. And so I was asked the other day, like, where are we? Where have we been over the last few years, and where do I see us going next? And so I thought about this over the weekend. So I believe since 2020, a lot of things have changed for us from a psychological standpoint. In 2020, we were in the era of adjustment and pivot. I hate that word, but that's where we were. And then 2022, we were all in, double down on your efforts. Interest rates went up. You have to work harder. 2024 represented us revising the way that we did things and communicated our value proposition because the NAR settlement. Now in 2025, what I believe and what's happening here in a lot of circles I'm in is the conversation of identity is coming up, right? We're doing deeper work as humans. We're realizing who we are and what we need to do inside in order to have all of these opportunities for us to make impact. But where are we going? You see, I believe, and this is my opinion, if you don't like it, it's okay. What I believe is that we are walking into an era of feeling, right? We've been in this thought era of where we're revising, we're amplifying our systems, our SOPs, we're dialing in with our time, efficiency, marketing plan, processes are all planned for us through ChatGPT, and it's been great, and it's given you all back a lot of your time. But now what I feel that we're walking into is a feeling era. And what I mean by that, and to elaborate on this, I believe that this is the time where we need to go back into our own style of writing, right? Not every single interaction that you have with a consumer needs to be put in a chat to tell you how to fucking be human and connect. Like, stop for a second and realize, like, yeah, chat's here to help you amplify your systems and your tools and your marketing, so on and so forth. And machine learning is not going anywhere. Machine learning is going to continue to grow, but nor is human connection. You see, what I believe right now, what people are going to start connecting with on a very deep level is the ones that are leaning back into human connection. People are desensitized. You have artists that are launching entire albums that are AI. Right? Nobody's sitting there playing a guitar. Nobody's singing their heart out and crying while they're sitting on a stool with a mic, with emotion and a guitar, just telling you about how they feel because they went through something that fucking broke their heart. That's where I feel our industry is going, and I feel that's what is going to be lacking, and that's what's lacking right now. Right? I don't need to go to ChatGPT to tell me exactly how to write a heartfelt message, and I lean to it quite a bit. I don't need ChatGPT to tell me how to connect with Ashley, how to be a fucking human being to one of you that is going through something. I don't need ChatGPT to tell me, send Otis a video and tell him that you were thinking about him. I know you're going through some hard shit. I don't need ChatGPT to tell me that. You see, while I believe that machine learning has impacted our business at a high level and will continue, I believe that human connection and the era of feeling is where we're going into. Right? I believe that there's going to be a clear delineation of the people that are automating themselves out of relationships, who are keeping stuff very, very surface level, versus the people that are truly, truly staying true to their heart, that is leveraging ChatGPT, but they're staying true to their heart. You see, I'm old school as well, Ernesto, and I really resonate with that. And so I want you guys to think about your processes. I was talking to somebody the other day. He said that every single time he wrote a newsletter, he was writing his newsletter through chat. And he said he's challenged himself for the last 60 days to just write in his own words, in his own style, in his own punctuation, and really, really make sure that he turned off chat in order for him to write more human messages. And he said he loves the results better. So that's my thoughts on where the industry is and where the industry is going, that we will walk in, and we are walking into coming out of an identity era and then walking into what I call our feeling era. So I've been giving this a lot of thought. That's my thought, that sentiment, and would love to get you guys' feedback on that. Let's go, Christina.
Yeah, I would say it's funny now. Sometimes when I get messages from people using ChatGPT for stuff, I can now tell if someone wrote it with ChatGPT. It's super obvious. I know we did, when we went to the Oakland office, we're talking about how making sure that the hyphens are taken out, way too many emojis. So like, I'm catching myself. I like to put it into ChatGPT to get me an idea, but then I'm rewriting it when I'm sending an email to a client or, doing a follow-up text because I want it to sound like me, because now I'm noticing a lot of people, even clients or people reaching out, and they're using ChatGPT and they're replying. I'm like, I can tell. And I'm like, damn, if I can tell, I'm sure they can tell if I'm using it. So that's one thing. I'm just really like rereading what ChatGPT's the prompt. And then another thing too is not sounding like a robot. Like what I like to still talk in emails where you keep it professional, but still keeping it personal, like still sounding like me. If you're going to meet me in person or talk to me on the phone, it's still going to be the same thing. It's still going to be that person. It's not going to be an AI. So I love this topic because I think it's something that it's where we were just talking about, where the market's heading to. We need to still be smarter than that. And customers are, because now I had a client I was reaching out to for a refinance, and he was like this when I helped purchase him. He's just very like, always is like challenging me, because sometimes clients don't understand mortgage, and I get it, because mortgage, there's some things that just don't make sense, but it is what it is. And he's ChatGPTing stuff and then sending it to me, and I'm like, okay, someone like this, I need to get them on the phone. I need to, these text messages, he's not getting it because he's just going to keep going to ChatGPT to get the answer, and it's not the right answer of how he's understanding it. So I think that's also where the market's going. We have to make sure we're getting people on the phone, because otherwise, if you keep everything on text message and email, if they don't understand something, they're just going to keep going to AI to try to figure out the answer, because it's almost like they don't want to believe you, because they kind of want to call bullshit to you. And it's like, no, like, let's get on the phone, let's talk. So I think that's also where the market's going. We have to make sure we're getting people on the phone, talking, getting them to understand us. And sometimes clients don't understand it 100%, but when they talk to you on the phone, they just feel more comfortable and secure to move forward.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. I really love this. I want you guys to think about your own writing style, your own communication style, your own speech patterns, and all these things. And like, I want to encourage you to really lean into that in the coming months, in the coming year. Like, lean into that self-expression. And I feel that there's so many things that chat misses in your own personal identity, right? The way that you write, I don't know about you, but I used to write tons of poetry and rhymes. And it's just like, my style of writing and rhymes that's me. Only I can write like that. Now I try to use chat to get close to that, but it's never going to be the exact same. And so I've really just been thinking about this a lot. I'm actually preparing for a keynote, and I'm going to be talking about the same exact topic. And so, Christina, I appreciate your vantage point. Let's go Evelyn, and we'll go Evangeline. What do you got for us, Evelyn?
For me, what I was thinking of is when you're following up with buyers and sellers, and you check up on like, hey, last time you told me your daughter went back to school, or stuff like that, right? Like that human connection, like what we're talking about. Whereas with AI, you get straight to the point, you get the answer, and there's like no conversation, there's no human connection. Or sometimes you get the buyers that just want to rant about their situation and want to talk to somebody about what's going on, and you're that listening ear, and you understand them, and you make them feel understood. So that's all that human connection is something that ChatGPT won't be doing for them. That's my take.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, people want to be seen, they want to be heard, and they want to be felt. And I think that it's important that we still slow down. We still have organic writing. We still have organic thoughts. Listen, when I was coming up in sales, I had nobody telling me, when you're at this, this presentation, 20 years old, and you're going in, you're talking to these high-level executives. Nobody told me like, oh, well, you can chat the different rebuttals for that. No, you had to go out there and just figure some things out. You had to walk through some things, and some dialogue that you came up with. And so I think like some of that, your original responses of how you would actually, respond to situations, man, I think like that's where there's so much power and originality. I don't want to lose originality. That's what I don't want to lose. And I don't want any of you to lose originality. So Evelyn, I appreciate you chiming in. Let's go to Evangeline. We'll go to Heather, and then we'll go to Stephanie, and then we'll shift gears in the conversation. Let's go, Evangeline.
Yeah, I just wanted to also add to this that, like, I mean, I'll share with you guys. It was my sister's wedding, and my other sister was the matron of honor, and she's giving a speech. And of course, it's so heartfelt. We're all close in age, whatever. And everyone was saying, like, "Oh, damn, ChatGPT! Oh, ChatGPT!" And it was honestly so insulting because she literally had to announce on there that, guys, just because I have a good speech does not mean it's ChatGPT. I wrote this. And multiple people had to say, other bridesmaids were like, no, we watched her word for word write this on paper. And, you know, we really are in this wild space. So to Christina's point, you do need to get them on the phone because, yes, there is artificial intelligence. And because of it, there's so many people who are artificially intelligent. And we do not want to be artificially intelligent. And I saw a comment in the chat, like Otis saying, like, compliance and stuff. Yeah, 100%. Perfect example of compliance. We're using this for our copy, whatever. So how about this? Oh, step into this beautiful home on 123 Main Street. Step in. So now we're ableist. That's against fair housing laws. We need to enter into this home, not step. What about the people who can't step? And see, ChatGPT is not going to get those types of nuances because I say it all the time. I worked in AI. It's only as good as the programmer. It's only as good as the programmer. And the programmer, I can tell you right now, is not a realtor. And that's why when they say, oh, the AI is going to take our jobs, why would it benefit us if a realtor programmed this AI to take our jobs? That would shoot that programmer in the foot, shoot us all in the foot. We're all going to gatekeep this. So there's no AI taking our jobs, guys.
That's right. And like I said, if AI is going to take your job, it's theirs to take. It's theirs to take. Evangeline, you said something that people are becoming artificially intelligent. Can you say that one more time? Because I'm going to use this in my speech. I'm going to jack that. Go ahead one more time.
Yeah. So yes, we have artificial intelligence, but because of that, people are artificially intelligent.
Oh, man. If you take anything from today, I want you guys to write that down, put that in your notebook, but that is straight fire. Evangeline, I appreciate your vantage point on this. Let's go. Heather getting her 6,000 steps in and more today. Let's go, Heather. What do you got for us?
Hi, good morning. You know, I think what we were talking about when we had that real estate thing at your house, I think that's really going to be super important with setting us aside from AI is being involved with the community, being a known, trusted, familiar source. It's psychologically proven that, you know, if you're in a room full of people and you have a person that you've known or met once, you're automatically going to be drawn to that person. So I think it's just super important with all this other stuff, you know, everything being online where your one-stop shop is that you are a known, trusted, familiar source for people. And so I think that, you know, at your house, when you were talking about all these community things coming up, I think that's more important now than it's always been important, but even more so now.
You know what, you guys, I love this because when you call your mom, if she's still here, when you call your father, when you call your brother, when you call somebody that's your homie and you're just calling to check in on them, are you using ChatGPT to make sure that you connect with that person? Probably not, right? You're just being like, yo, Brianna, I heard you were going through some shit, and I just want to say I appreciate you. If you need anything, I'm here for you, and keep your head up, right? You're not ChatGPT in that. So it's just like getting into that feeling era. Like, you guys, I stand by this. Like, I stand by that's where this industry is going. People are desensitized. They will see it. They'll be able to see through it. But your true human connection, that's what's going to be on spotlight in the coming years. So I appreciate your vantage point on that, H-Bomb. Let's go Stephanie, then we'll go Chris, and then I actually had some stuff prepared, but I'm so glad that the conversation went this way. Let's go, Steph.
This is a really good conversation. Like, I was so anti AI until I realized how to use it as a tool, right? But that's what it is. It's just a tool. It's never going to replace us, our human connection. There's time, like, we have to, in this day and age, we have to do things that set us apart from our competition, right? So everybody's using AI, but how are we going to be different? How are we going to create a customer experience where it's different? You know, I had an older gentleman come into my office. So I do a one-on-one Zoom with every client I pre-approve. so I can walk them through everything, explain it. I don't send videos. I do it one-on-one with them so that I can have that connection with them, right? This guy came into my office. We literally sat there crying. He was telling me about his wife, why he wanted this house. He was going to put a picture of his wife in the hallway. There is no way I could have had that connection, built that relationship with him if I had just sent a video, if I just used AI. You know what I mean? So we have to take that extra step and make sure that we're having these one-on-ones with them so that we can connect, because that's going to set us apart from our competition. And I'm huge on that. Like, I use AI as a tool, but that's it. And let me just say, ChatGPT is not always correct. Okay, sometimes I'll go in there and I'll ask for things and I know it's not right. So that's why you got to make sure you're using it as a tool, but you're not using that 100%, because otherwise you're just going to blend in with everyone else. You got to do shit that stands out.
Stephanie, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Your chat's not going to speak from an intuition standpoint. It's not. It's not going to speak intuition. So, Stephanie, really good stuff. Let's go, Chris. Let's get your last contribution on this. What's up, big dog?
Oh no, like I love this conversation about where we're headed, and I totally agree with everybody of what you guys are saying. This is like the age of Aquarius. You know, there's more enlightenment out there. I feel like people are gonna move away from all the bullshit, and the people with that's established a good net worth, the baby boomers, the people that are putting the down payment toward the Gen Zs and millennials. You're gonna need to connect with them at a higher level beyond a Chat GPT. I do love Chat GPT because when I'm not so prepared, right before I go to a listing presentation, I'll put a prompt in saying, like, what is the average days on market for houses between 1 million and 1.5 million in the zip code, and it'll give me all these random stats that I'll use and convey in my own manner. But I never use Chat GPT literally word for word, because everybody acts like they're a pro doing that, and you could see the bullshit from a mile away. You know, so it's a season where it's a professional market. It'll continue to be. Unfortunately, there's a separation. The class is coming. We're going to go through some turbulent time, and it requires more connection, because the people that have a higher state of consciousness are only going to move with people that have motion just like them. So that's the way I deal with people too. If you're not moving like me, you don't got motion like me, we're not moving together. So you got to really connect with people on a certain level and take it to a higher level, because people are going to fall off this business, a lot of them. And I'm embracing that, because I'm trying to get market share. So everybody stay connected, keep a higher level of consciousness, and use the tools to be efficient, but you don't use the tools to represent who you really are.
Yeah, God, I absolutely love this. You guys, the human connection is the piece where I don't want any of you to get away from. We've obviously been talking quite a bit over the last few months about identity. I believe that we have been in our identity era. Moving forward, we are going to be in our feeling era. And I believe that that's what will separate you guys. People are desensitized. They get it. We understand that we've used chat. Now I want you to lean back in to the true human, to the true expression, to the true writer that you actually are. I want to encourage you to lean back into that, because there is some huge opportunities for growth. Stephanie, was that an additional hand, or was that the same hand from earlier? No. Okay, cool. So you guys, I want to stay here for just a moment longer. I want to get some thoughts and takeaways from some people on the call before we go any further. I want to go Mel. I'm going to go Daphne. You asked for the link, and so I'm glad that you're here. And then I'm going to go over to Patrick. I'm going to get Melody some thoughts and some key takeaways from that part of our conversation. We'll go to Daphne, and then we'll go Patrick. And it's good to see you. Congratulations on the baby.
Good morning. Thank you. Yeah, I love this conversation. It's really nice to be back. I definitely agree with Stephanie. AI is not always correct. There's been a lot of times I've thrown a disclosure report in there and it's like spewed some stuff back to me that didn't even exist in the report. So it's funny that you were bringing that up, Steph, because I've experienced that as well. You can definitely catch it slipping. As far as the community aspect of it, if you know me, you know I'm all about community. You know I'm all about building relationships. And I 100% agree. I've heard many people say this in the past. AI is here as a tool. It's going to be helpful to us moving forward. but it is never going to replace human connection. It's never going to replace relationships. It's never going to replace bonds. It's never going to replace community. At the end of the day, we are the only ones that can create that and make that magic happen and manifest the lives and the businesses that we want. So, this morning I was writing in my gratitude journal, and that's one of the things that I was grateful for is my community, the support that I have, my family, the people around me. That's something that can never be replaced, no matter what new AI company comes out, whatever tech stack is available next month. And so that's something that I think if we lead with love and if we lead with heart and a community and continue building really amazing relationships within our community, it will not only help us grow as humans, but it's going to help our communities grow and our businesses grow as well.
Yeah, well said. Well said. I'm starting to look at AI as like almost like an operating system, right? Which is fine. Like it should be helping you for an operational efficiency, but it doesn't create our messaging. I think a lot of people are leaning too heavy into it, creating the messaging, and then you start to look through it like, nah, I don't connect to that. There's something off about that messaging. So Melody, I appreciate that. Let's go to Daphne. Daphne is a guest here today. Welcome to Keep It Moving Group Coaching. Let's go to you. Key thoughts, takeaways on the conversation thus far, then we'll go to Patrick.
Hey, good morning. I'm so glad to be a part of this. I am kind of a stowaway here. I'm not with your brokerage. And but my God, I'm choking back tears because this is awesome what I'm hearing. And so I'm 4 months into being licensed. Not new to real estate though. Bought and sold. I've been in the game since the 90s, before internet, before DocuSign, before any of that.
Daphne, can I pause you for a second? Because there's a lot of people on here that would love to be a part of your world, but I'd love for them to see your face.
I'm Beetlejuice. Yeah. I fell asleep with damp hair, so I'm looking a little wild.
All right. Well, that was a challenge.
Next go around. Oh my God.
All right. Continue your thought.
So, I'm a people of the person. I'm a person for the people. I just spent the last 25 years working for Contra Costa County as a social worker, heart and soul. And so now I'm into real estate. And what I didn't realize as I was studying for that stupid test is digital marketing, everything that I'm just kind of I'm spinning because it's a lot. Doing social work, we were not on social media. We did not do digital marketing. So whole different environment here. So hearing everybody talk about being genuine, coming from the heart, because here's the deal. My empathy is not artificial. My compassion is not artificial. My wisdom is not artificial. I'm probably older than most of you in this group, but young at heart. And so I literally built a stainless steel fortress around myself because of social media and the toxicity of it all. And looking at some of my foster youth go down a rabbit hole because of it. So for me to have to really embrace it now, it's tough, but I'm doing it. I'm willing and I'm going to do this. And I do know I need to pivot and break away from the brokerage that I'm at, because I'm going to grow old before my time over there. And so I'm just so grateful to be on this call and hearing all of you. This is rejuvenating and refreshing. And it just solidified that I do need to pivot and get out of where I'm at.
Well, let's all send Daphne some love, some light, and positive energy. Daphne, we never ask of anything on here. I'm going to push you, but we never ask of anything. Come as you are. I don't care what brokerage you are with. This is a community that's really built around us, keeping it moving towards our dreams, goals, and vision. And that has no brokerage line. So I'm really grateful that you spent this time with us. Then my hope is that you did take one thing from here and you choose to come back in the future. So Daphne, I appreciate you being here. It's the same link every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like I said, we never ask anything of you, but I do want you to get involved and contribute like you just did, because that was really, really powerful. So I appreciate you being here, and thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Patrick, I'm going over to you, big dog. Key thoughts, key takeaways on our conversation. And listen, you guys, I had slides. I had all kinds of stuff prepared as always, but you never know. You ask one question And then look how far it got us in the conversation, almost 1 hour. So Patrick, let's go to you, big dog.
Yeah, no, good morning, guys. I just love the big contrast and the big growth from like last year's meetings. And we were just talking about kind of just touching on AI and, utilizing it as a tool for us. Ashley was the expert, for a long time, but I feel like we got a bunch of Ashleys now in this meeting that we're all learning from each other, which is great. We're just iron is sharpening iron. But the biggest key takeaway for today, I'd say is, AI is your tool and not your replacement. So, that's what I took from that. And there's a lot of gems here, I don't know. It's just really motivating for everyone to be on a very progressive kind of mindset, especially with the business and kind of thinking of scalability and what the future holds. And I'm just very excited to be part of this group where, I can learn that and kind of see your perspectives as well.
I appreciate you. And the reason why I called on you last is that I wanted to bring something up. When we're talking about this connection and being able to do things that are completely organic, completely from you. Now, obviously, you can template some of this, but at the end of the day, you have to write, you have to fill in the blanks. I think Patrick does a really, really good job at following up after showings. The way that he follows up after showings shows how in tune he is with his people and how well he's listening and active listening when he's on tour. And I think that he does something, he does something really, really powerful post-touring. And what's great about that is that this video he sends in his CRM, the video is him actually talking to the consumer, using the consumer's name, and then he does a recap and next steps. So from the onset, he set the meeting, went out there and showed homes. The showing of the homes is showing of the homes. You should not be doing a buyer consultation while you're walking the property. That is not an effective way to do a buyer's consultation. I'll go head to head with anybody on that. But in this case, Patrick does the tour and then he recaps. He does the effective summary, the priorities, what he heard them say, what was important to him, big plus, good view, yard, focus area, Maria, North Beach, Russian Hill, Pacific Heights, open to the Noe and Panhandle walkable areas. Budget, he got that. Notes, I really love this part of this, Patrick. Loves to host gatherings, parties, and events. Enjoys playing music and instruments. G currently owns an investment in SoCal. Currently lives in, I don't know where that is, but looking for a good mixture of SF characters and modern touch-ups. And then here's the action plan. What are we doing next? We're going to introduce to a lender. I'll put us in a group chat shortly. Set up Zoom for the Buyer's Guide 101. I like how we changed it from buyer consultation to buyer guide. Send hand-picked property listings. Cool, he's got his work cut out for him. And then set next tour date. And then here's some information about my company. Here's my guide. That way you can check it out before we meet. Here's the tools that we use. And feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns or just need more info on a property subject. I'm ready at your corner. Thumbs up, best. You guys, this, you don't get more human than this. You don't get more human than this. Does this take work? Absolutely. Does it separate him, delineate him from everybody else that's just showing homes, says, I'll set you up on a drip? That shit's weak. That's weak. You see, if we're going to obsess about the human connection and obsess about the consumer experience, then we need to really look at our processes. How do we book for a buyer consultation? What is the follow-up as soon as we book for an appointment? What video do they get? Now that we actually get them out there seeing homes and we've unpacked that conversation, what is the follow-up as soon as I get back to my computer? What am I sending my consumers? And this, you guys, is absolutely next level. It is absolutely next level, but it is so human and deeply connected with him hearing them and then putting that back into an email. Absolutely next level. So Patrick, I just want to give you all the praise, all the glory. That is absolutely next level. And I think that this should be done by all of us as a proven process. So many of us go on showings, but we don't do a recap of those showings and download with progressive next steps. We just say, I'm going to set you up on my thing called Real Scout. Be on the look if you see any houses. No, this shows clear, defined next steps. Patrick, how did you build that template? Did you build it inside of Follow Up Boss?
Yeah, so I actually, utilize ChatGPT and I just create. So in ChatGPT, you can you do projects instead of chats or lists, and you can actually do give it instructions and whatnot. And essentially, I just kind of fine tuned it as I go, as I went. And the last 2 weeks, when I said I was slowing down, this is where I kind of went to my systems and kind of made everything kind of unison and uniform. There you go. And yeah, just ChatGPT it up. I'm more than happy to share the HTML code and see if that would help.
So you ChatGPT it, but you have to enter in everything because they're not going to fill that in for you.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I carry a notebook with me as I tour with them, and I tell them when I'm when I'm about to write something, like, "Hey, hold on, that's a good note." Blah blah. I pause during the tour, and I make it an experience for them, not just like, "Oh, we're just gonna tour a home." Like, no, I'm gonna learn from you. I'm gonna write stuff like that I learn from you, so that I don't forget.
Yeah, I love this, you guys. And as you're growing, as you're scaling, as you're looking at who do I want to partner with, who do I want to be in business with, like I want to be in business with somebody that's truly going to go to the next level and show the consumers that we're here to make sure that this is an amazing experience for them. And I think stuff like this displays that. So really good stuff, Patrick. You guys, I appreciate everybody's contribution at a very, very high level today. I'm going to go to a couple key takeaways. I'm going to go Brianna, I'm going to go to Shrey, and I'm going to go to Gary Archer to bring us all home today. Brianna, key thoughts and key takeaways for our time together today. And Brandy is already hyping you up. I love this. Let's go, B.
Key takeaways. I feel like this week has been a week of key takeaways. Today, I just keep going back to what Evangeline said about the AI, her quote. It keeps like replaying in my head because I feel like I get so worried about using ChatGPT, but ChatGPT's actually taught me things. It's making me speak better, but I still have to correct it and make sure that it's authentic in me and I don't sound like a damn robot. So that's one of my key takeaways. I just keep playing that in my head, and I'm super busy. So
love it. Well, I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here as always. Let's go, Shrey. Shrey, key thoughts, key takeaways from our time together today. Let's roll, big dog.
For the key takeaway, I feel like I kind of agree with everybody in regards to the AI, ChatGPT. I feel like sometimes, I usually utilize it a lot myself as well, and I feel like when I use it, it helps me in terms of like, because English is my second language, so I utilize it in terms to help me with like the grammar and all of that. So I feel like there's a lot of benefits to that. But I do agree with everyone in terms of how that can, how it's taking over us by with the emotional aspect to it, how we're kind of like detaching ourselves in terms of how to connect with other people. And then lastly, I really love what Patrick is doing with the notes, and it's just so organized. And I love the videos in the top, and it just shows how connected you are to your clients and how much an effort that you are putting into just remembering everything, the walkthrough with the clients. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, really, really powerful, Shrey. Appreciate you. And I was inspired by your run the other day. So my thighs are still sore from a crazy run that I did. Try to push myself, see how fast I can go on my first mile. And so appreciate you. Thanks for sharing and thanks for inspiring us. Let's go, Gary Archer. You're going to be our last key takeaway. Less than a minute, big dog. Let's roll.
Man, appreciate everyone. Monday, my favorite day. Patrick, amazing. Information, all, AI, if AI scares you, you already lost, right? So like you said, if you're gonna let AI be smarter, it's gonna be smarter. We need to be the chefs. Our human element has never been more important in life. They tricked us. They tricked everyone the last 10 years by giving you phones, computers in your hands. And that's our advantage. The people we're talking to don't even have great communication skills. So when we talk to them, it's easy to lead if you're confident and heartfelt and trusting, right? Be the flashlight. Don't be the electricity. Stand right next to him with the flashlight. Be personal, right? Like my dad used to say, man, just because you found a shortcut don't mean you should take it, right? A lot of people find a shortcut and then now they go balls out, head down, don't give a shit on anything that happens. They just take the shortcut. Look at the shortcut. There might be something in that shortcut that makes sense. right? So I just appreciate everyone's time and thank you. Like you hear my bird going crazy, but I appreciate it.
I love this. I love this. You guys, that's the era that I feel we're walking into. This is something I'm going to prepare to hit the main stage at EXPCon and talk about, but I'm really passionate about us really leaning into our intrinsic qualities as human beings and really leaning into that human connection and not steering away from it, like lean into it heavily. And so I appreciate you guys. I'm going to challenge you. So I believe every single month I want to do this. I want to do a Keep It Moving takeover. I want you guys to come to me with some thoughts, some ideas. If you guys want to deliver a keynote, do an entire presentation, lead the coaching session, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to do that. So send me a message if you have an idea. I'm going to ask you what that idea is. I'm going to ask you for slides. I'm going to ask you for talking points. I want you guys to come correct. And it'll be called the Kim Takeover. So if you're ready and you feel that you want to do a coaching session here live for your peers, I'm going to give you that opportunity. And I'm also going to give an opportunity for Brianna to take us off the field today, since they felt like my desk was where they should put up their feet the other day. But I think Brianna just checked out. So I'm going to go to Brandy. Brandy, I'm going to have you take us out on the field on this beautiful, beautiful morning, since you put your feet up on my desk and thought it was yours. So go ahead, big dog. Let's have you take us off the field with our dreams, goals, and visions. So let's go, Brandy. What do you got for us? Let's go. Rapid fire. Let's wrap this thing up.
I'm literally choking. Yeah, just keep it moving to your dreams, visions, and goals.
And spit out your food. Okay, wonderful. You heard it from Brandy there, you guys. Listen, I love you guys all. I appreciate you. Jessica, I look forward to celebrating you later. I'm taking you and Hugo to tacos, best tacos in San Diego. Thank you guys. Keep your moves moving. And as always, love yourself. Make this a week that truly matters. Peace.